Just show exactly what I do every time, that I'm getting better and better. I'm still taking out these opponents exactly the same. And yeah, just making sure that the fans enjoy the performance. I think that's the main thing. I want to go out and make another highlight reel for sure. Yeah, my move over to American Top Team a few years ago was the best thing I ever did, inside and outside the sport. But I mean, especially this year since I moved there permanently, I got my own place, and I feel like the time that I've spent there, not going home, just staying locked in straight after each fight, and getting back to training, and I feel like I've really developed a lot, especially this year because of that. So, the people that I'm working with there is such a high level. So it's hard not to get better if you, take yourself to every class and work with everyone. So I knew that I would be able to improve a lot with them. Yeah. Yeah, no, I study the fighter a little bit, or my coaches do anyway, and they feed to me. I watch a little bit, but with her coming off a loss, she's probably going to be even hungrier to get the win back. So I'm expecting her to come for a good fight. And I've kind of not studied too much of what she does. I never really do, because I feel like people can change each fight depending on who you're against. So I've definitely taken note of a couple of her different fights, and I'm still going to expect something a little bit different when I get in there as well. So I'm prepared. She brought up her side of the bracket being a bit tougher, and that she didn't feel like you would experience a real challenge to beat her. What are your thoughts? Yeah, no, that's fine. If she likes to think, because Talia or Taylor's been around a lot longer, she's been in the UFC, that she's going to be tougher. Okay, that's fine. I mean, she got a split decision against Jena Bishop, so I feel like I am on their level for sure. But if that's what she wants to think, that's absolutely fine. I'm not here to change her mind. I'm just here to fight her. So that being said, do you feel like the finish over China would solidify how much better you are? Yeah, I think I have to make a statement in this fight for sure. Getting a stoppage would definitely prove a point. But I'm just going to go in and be myself. I know what I'm capable of. I know how it goes when I get in there. So I'm just going to go in and put on a performance like I always do. Yeah, I have. I watch the gymnastics a lot, which is probably very different to what people would think. They probably expect me to watch the boxing or something, but I watch gymnastics. I'm a big fan of Simone, so on the USA team. But yeah, I think I would probably do that. That was one sport that I did really well in when I was like in that 4 years old to 13 years old, where I didn't do any martial arts at all. That gymnastics is one of the things I was quite good at and I really enjoyed. So I probably would have done something like that. Yeah. No problem. Yeah, I haven't really sat and like studied that fight. But I mean, when you leave it to a split decision, it can go either way. So I wouldn't argue it either way, to be honest. But a lot of people didn't expect it to even go the 3 rounds. So I know people are saying about me not standing a chance against Liz and Talia Santos and stuff. I mean, I feel like I'm on Jena Bishop's level, and she went all 3 rounds and nearly got a win over her. So I definitely think I'm capable of doing that for sure. Sorry, what did you say? I haven't really got one, it's a really exciting fight. I'm excited to see them both face each other. Everyone keeps asking me, but I can't actually call which way I think it's gonna go. We'll see. I want to fight them both at some point anyway, so for me, I don't really care. I honestly don't care. I want to fight them both, so it doesn't matter.
All right. Kicking it over to Zoom. Marty.
Yes, Dakota. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. You keep on batting them away. just a few from me. The first one, you talk about obviously moving to Florida being the best thing for you and the weather being the reason for that. Now, we know you miss Manchester. We've had great weather here recently as well. But really, apart from your family, what's the biggest thing you miss about being in Manny?
No, nothing. Honestly, I have such a good life in Florida that I don't actually miss too much of home. I mean, England is England, it is home, it will always be home, but I don't honestly miss that much about it apart from my family. Yeah, that is literally it.
Fair play. Um, and obviously, you've been in the European tournament as well, but now that you're at this stage in the global season, how much harder is the tournament format in the global season than in the European season?
Um, I mean, it's a lot more intense for sure. Obviously, the European is only 3 rounds spaced. It was spaced out quite a lot throughout the whole year, whereas this is like from April to November, 4 fights. So it's very much different. But I've really enjoyed it and I've coped with it quite well. I feel like my team's very experienced with the whole PFL seasons. You know, they've got a lot of athletes that have done it before. So they've really navigated my training plans and my recovery and my training um very well. You know, I've known when to push hard, when to pull back, when to rest, you know, so it's worked out really well for me and you know, I've actually really enjoyed the season.
Nice. So the last one from me. You're on an Instagram live earlier on this week with Cody, and I asked him if this is the best he's seen you in camp, and he said yes. So I just wanted to ask you, do you attribute that to you being more focused, or is it just an accumulation of experience and skill?
Yeah, a little bit of everything, like definitely focus because I've honestly been so locked in this whole year since I arrived in Florida in February, the end of January, February, in my own place. I've just felt like I've been completely locked in. I've not been home, which I said at the start of the season, like I'm not going home until I've won it. So that was that probably locked me in a lot more. But also I think just I said when I fight regularly and I'm training all the time, I just get better and better. And I feel like that's what's happened now. I'm getting more confident. My skills are progressing a lot. Obviously, the fight experience, even though I'm only getting around, I'm getting used to the nerves, you know, dealing with all that because that is all part of it, the mental side of it. So I think just everything all together has definitely helped this year.
Nice. Best of skill for Friday.
Thank you.
Mike,
Dakota, you kind of just mentioned it, but having been a part of the PFL, the UK League, what are the biggest differences, or is your experience there helped you throughout this global season?
Say that again, sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. Has your experience with the PFL Europe League helped you with this global season?
Yeah, definitely. I think it prepared me. As well, like they keep putting me co-main event here. So this is the second co-main event I've been. So there's a lot of pressure and you know, a lot of media to do and things like that. So it was kind of last year prepared me for the bigger crowd and more media and things like that. And then this year is kind of, you know, kind of just kept going bit by bit, a little bit each time. So it definitely helped for sure. Yeah.
We've seen you become really a prime example of someone who can be in the PFL Europe season, make their jump into the global roster and become a future star with the PFL. Now with the PFL announcing, you know, Europe, they did MENA this year and they launched a PFL Africa, all joining up with Europe. As someone who's come from PFL Europe, how do you feel these other international leagues PFL is doing will help bolster talent worldwide?
Yeah, I think it's amazing. You know, they really capped on a market in Europe that, you know, I feel like a lot of shows were missing. So I'm sure they'll do that with the other ones now.
And last one for me, I do believe that the winner of this, you know, regular playoff will become the female face of the PFL. Is that something you're ready to embrace and step on it and not just be someone who's easily marketable, but you're a champion and you could be the face of this organization?
Yeah, for sure. You know, that's what I want. I want to definitely, you know, I'm not really bothered about being the face of anything, to be honest. I'm going to keep turning up any opportunities I get to fight. You know, I'm going to show up on the night, which is what I always do. And yeah, continue to to be a professional face on the camera and really build myself, and that's it.
Thank you very much.
Jay.
Thanks very much. And Dakota, first of all, you talked about making a statement earlier, and I'm curious, finish or not, do you kind of see this as an opportunity to silence critics who say, well, hey, let's see what happens when she gets taken to the ground?
Yeah, finish or not, I need a finish. I think I want to make a statement every fight. So I don't feel like I ever go into, I always go in prepared for a 3-round fight, but I always know in the back of my mind that, you have to make a statement in this sport to get anywhere. So definitely, I think, that will be what I'm trying to do every time. And I think it still won't shut everyone up for sure. I'm not expecting that. And I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it for myself, whether people support me or hate me, I'm still going to get the million when I win, and I'm still going to go home with the belt. So, that doesn't really matter to me. What does matter to me myself is the fact that I put on a performance and I make a statement for myself.
And then this might be putting the cart before the horse, but you mentioned the $1 million there, and obviously that comes with the finale and the 5-round fight. Would the 5 rounds change anything for you? Do you already train to prep for 5 rounds?
Yeah, no, it won't change anything. I mean, I say that, but you have to change a little bit, because you are fighting 5 rounds. That is tough. But as for like training wise, I'll be like fully prepared. It's not something that I'm not able to do. I could do 5 rounds now, so for me, it's not going to be much difference. It's just another 2 rounds to showcase my skills for sure.
And last one for me, when you look at the other side of the bracket, do you have a preference for who you might fight moving on?
No, I don't really care. I want to face them both at some point anyway. I think they're both well-respected women. So I feel like both of them would be a good fight.
Thanks very much. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Mills.
How's it going, Dakota? It's MMA Locker Room, part of Pub Sports Radio. How are you feeling today?
I'm good, thank you.
It seems like right now in the MMA landscape, there's not a lot of people that a lot of people want to tune in to watch and see on the women's field, except for you. And it seems like you're taking the same footprints that the other women did take, like when Ronda Rousey dominated UFC with her finishes, when Kayla Harrison dominated the PFL cage with her ways of finishing, and Amanda Nunes and Chris Cyborg. Do you feel like you're ready to fit into those shoes and walk in the same steps that they took?
Yeah, definitely. I will 100%. I feel like right now I'm stepping into them shoes and I'm dealing with it really well already at the level I'm at. So in the future, I'm sure I will carry on to do that when it's my time. And that is obviously the plan to keep performing and be a big name in the sport, but because of my performances, yeah.
Got it. And when you got an undefeated record like yourself, where do you get that confidence and that hunger to keep going out and strive for more?
I'm just a very competitive person. I think I put everything into what I do. My mum's always taught me, same with my dad since I was younger. If you're going to do something, you do it with 100%. You don't do things half-heartedly. So I'm in the gym giving it 100% every day. This camp, my last camp, I didn't miss a session. I'm there constantly. So, that's just the mindset I have. And luckily I've been brought up with parents that have put that inside of me, I suppose, and made sure that I stayed focused. And I'm very lucky to have that kind of dedication. But I feel like that's what martial arts brings to a lot of people. That's why I always say to put your kids into, some kind of martial arts, like from a young age, because I feel like it gives you a lot of qualities, even if you don't want to be a fighter. It makes you very dedicated, focused, gives you, goals, gives you a drive, so I think it's just things that I've learned through being in this sport for sure.
Thanks for your time, Dakota.
No problem.
All right, that is all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.